This series, before the first pitch, let's check in with Todd Callis.
Dwayne, on this Kids Sunday, there may not be a better Ray to emulate for kids than Jason Bartlett and the way he plays the game. A couple of nights ago, he beat out a fielder's choice, led to a 4-run rally. Last night, in the bottom of the ninth inning, the little blue pit into center field, and then Bartlett would take off right away with Willie Ibar at the plate. Good play by Ramirez to keep the ball in the infield. Jason steals second, moves to third on the wild pitch, and then he would score the game-winning run on the sacrifice fly, the walk-off for the Rays. And in our Toyota Trend, you'll see where Jason Bartlett ranks amongst AL shortstops. Currently, he is second in voting to Derek Jeter in the American League. Dwayne, let's go back to you.
All righty, thank you very much, Todd. Sounds like an all-star to me. We're all set to play ball with David Price on the hill for the Rays. Chris Coghlan about to step in for the Florida Marlins. The left fielder batting left-handed, and the first pitch of this game is a strike call. Out of the chute, right on time here this afternoon for the third and final game of the series and the final game of the homestand. 1-1 the count.
David Price making his 7th start today, a 1-2 record, 4.5 ERA, 33 strikeouts to 20 walks, looking to improve on that ratio.
And the count is 2-1. Last time out against the Phillies, as you know, he ran into some first inning trouble. Wound up giving up 10 runs in that outing, 5 earned, and a little over 4 innings of work. Foul ball as the bat and the ball head to the base of the backstop. Take a more in-depth look at their lineup. Coghlan leading off. Ramirez hitting third. Ugla in the middle of the lineup. Hermida, Paulino, and Carroll rounding it out. Two the count. And we go 3-2. Coghlan has had some pretty good at-bats in the 2 series the Rays have played the Marlins. And he draws the walk. He will work the count. Has a walk here.
Set the Rays defense behind David Price, left to right in the outfield. Crawford, Upton, and Kapler. Across the infield, third to first, Longoria, Bartlett, Zobrist, and Pena. Deanna Navarro behind the plate. David Price on the mound.
So an opening walk sets up Coghlan at first. And here's Bonifacio, the third baseman, switch hitter. Short's on the bat now. Did he offer? That's the question. Apparently not, according to Mike DeMuro.
Well, this is
Longoria in.
This is one of those tandems where you have to watch a little bit, and here you see Bonifacio, and he did pull it back. The ball one, but this is one of those combos that you have to watch. Freddie Gonzalez will do different things with these guys: hit and run, steal, straight steal, the bunt. Got some. Coghlan's a good base runner. Bonifacio, tremendous speed. For a little action here.
Well, he has made strides as a right-handed hitter last year, and in his limited prior big league time, he had struggled from the right side of the plate. This year he's hitting .300 right-handed against lefties. It's a 2-1 count. With a high chop deep short and a flip to second, and safe there, but a great effort by Bartlett. That's the only chance he had. Bonifacio's aboard with a base hit. Coghlan in at second.
Yeah, that was really the only play, the only chance, like you said, Dwayne, that JB had, and really that chance was slim to none. That was a high chopper deep in the hole, and Coghlan's running obviously on a ground ball anyway, and Wasn't much chance that JB was going to pick him off there at second base.
Well, here's Hanley Ramirez. He's been a very hot hitter. He was 0 for 4 with a run batted in last night. Checks on a pitch down. Fastball, 1-0. He's having just a great year for the Marlins. With 12 home runs, no home runs against left-handed pitching, which seems strange.
Very strange. You know, usually you get the guys in that 3 and 4 hole, right-handed hitters, feast on left-handed pitching. Not to say he doesn't have a very good average, but not the power numbers that you would expect from Ramirez against lefties.
There's the split lefty-righty.
Even with the RBIs.
He lifts a fly ball short right. Kepler's going to be there to make the catch. Runners will hold, and Ramirez is retired. It's a big out here in the first with 2 men on. Now the cleanup hitter, the former Ray, Jorge Cantu. And here's a guy who goes up there ready to swing the bat, looking for that first pitch fastball.
And wastes no time. He's aggressive in the on-deck circle.
Pitch is upstairs, up and away. Proud to offer this coverage of the game today in spectacular high definition. That's going to be a strike. 1-1. I think we've seen one change in the mix so far.
That's something you'd like to see David use more of.
Foul ball.
You know, he came out his first few starts out of the gate. A lot of fastballs, 95, 96, 97 miles an hour. Really didn't have very good command. Walked a lot of hitters that led to a lot of high pitch counts early in the game. So he made that adjustment trying to improve his fastball command. And it's taken away a lot of his velocity. And you've seen the hits and the runs spike a little bit. So he's trying to find that happy medium, and that's where that changeup comes into play.
So that's what we mean in the opening. We're going to see Miller, who has a very good arm as well, and David Price with a great arm. We talk about them being in a development stage. There's still some parts of their game that over time will be improved. A wave and a miss, and Cantu is out on strikes. First strikeout for David Price.
Well, big pitch here by David Price. Throwing that slider that was almost had like a cutter break to it. Stayed middle of the plate. Cantu just swung through it, but nonetheless, he picks up a big strikeout and out number 2.
2 men on with 2 men out. Here's the second baseman, Dan Uggla. Fastball upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Up again. Price making his 7th start. 445 earned run average coming into this game. A strike on the outer part of the plate. Did that act like a changeup, or was that little slider cut?
I'm over here flipping a coin trying to figure that one out.
They're about the same speed.
Just about the same speed. That was good, though. Uggla, dead red fastball hitter with a 2-0 count. He's able to sneak a strike in there on him.
Now it's 3-1. Well, over time, as you well know, Brian, if he's going to start, he's going to need all 3 of those pitches.
And he's going to have at least 2 of them that he can throw for consistent strikes wherever he wants to.
3-1 is popped up. Vin Zobrist making the call. He's got it, and that will retire the side. No runs, 2 left, bottom of the first. The Rays are coming in to hit. Look at the starting lineup put together by Joe Madden. B.J. Upton leads it off, followed by Crawford and Longoria. Pena, Zobrist, and Burrow. Bartlett's in the 7th spot. Kapler in there this afternoon with Navarro catching.
Left-handed Andrew Miller making his 11th start, 13th appearance. Started the season out in the bullpen. 2-3 record with an ERA just over 4.
And the first pitch taken high. 1 ball and no strikes. The Marlins got him a couple years ago out of the Detroit Tigers organization. Sugla out there to take care of this high pop to short right. 1 away. He was acquired in December of 07 in the deal involving Miguel Cabrera and Jontrell Willis.
If you're going to give up Miguel Cabrera, you're going to get back going to have to insist on getting back some talent, high potential guys in return, and certainly big tall lefty fits that description.
Crawford shortening on the bat, taking the pitch. 1-1.
Well, the thing that you already like about him is he works quickly. Good rhythm, gets the ball, gets right back up on the mound, and goes.
2 balls and a strike.
Now, this is the first time that Andrew Miller has faced the Rays, and so you expect after a couple of at-bats here, the Rays hitters sitting on the bench will start talking like, hey, we need to step out on this guy, try to break up some of that rhythm, because when a pitcher gets it and throws it like that, he's telling you, this is how I want to pitch, and you start stepping out and messing up that timing, you can get in his head a little bit.
And Crawford fouls it away. The other thing they'd like to see as many pitches as early as they can. And Crawford's been very good at that this year. As you saw, he just fouled off that 2-2 pitch. And now a full count. Crawford has done this repeatedly this year, better than at any other time in his career. He's extended at bats. He lifts it to the left side, a popper. Ramirez out from shortstop inside the left field line, making the catch. So that'll be 2 gone.
Well, let's set that defense behind young Andrew Miller. Left to right in the outfield. Coughlin, Ross, and Carroll. Across the infield, third to first. Bonifacio, Ramirez, Ugla, and Cantu. Ronnie Polino getting the start behind the plate. Andrew Miller on the mound.
So with 2 outs and the base is empty, it's Evan Longoria. One ball, no strikes. Rays now 12-5 in interleague play. The Marlins are 10-7. 2-0. Rays took 2 out of 3 from the Phillies, and they've won the first 2 games from the Marlins. High fly ball toward the right field line. Long run for Carroll, and just inside the line he makes the catch before overrunning that ball to retire the side. We go to the second, no score. Some youngsters here on Kids Sunday. There'll be some signs evaluated throughout the afternoon. Todd Callis will be the deciding factor in picking the very best. There was one, but just a sneak preview.
So they actually keep score and announce a winner? That's how it works?
Oh, yeah. Well, Todd Callis, he keeps that score in his head. He has a photographic memory when it comes to signs.
It's not an everybody wins, we don't keep score because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings type issue?
2-0 to count to Cody Ross. Ross, Hermida, and Polino here against David Price in the second inning. Pitch is a strike. And I tell you, Brian, it's really good to see you. I'm not used to seeing you at home during games.
Well, no, I'm usually, down in the coach's room, down in that little cave that we call a clubhouse.
Yeah.
And
now you've been with the club, what, a year and a half?
Yeah. I have never seen a game from out here.
And this is what, the first time that you've seen it from this perspective?
Oh, yeah.
Swing and a miss. A good fastball takes care of Cody Ross. So how do you like it?
It's lively. It's lively. I mean, you hear about the cowbells. Of course, every once in a while there's a giveaway, and I take a couple home for the kids. But, yeah, out here in person, I mean, this is nice, a lively little group here. It's so sad to say.
Brian Anderson he's been released. It's a whole new lease here.
Hey, I'm usually down there. We come home for a week, and I'm back in that, underneath there. I'm sitting down there with Todd Green, Don Zimmer, and we're watching the game.
At least you're in good company.
In tremendous company. Learn a lot from those guys.
Bouncer back at first, fair. Pena with a toss to Price, and Hermida's out of there.
So this is the first time that I've actually had to shave while the team was at home. I'm usually down there growing it out, getting ready for that road trip. And you know, I had to get up and shave this morning. I was a little nervous. And all that rambling, 2 quick outs here for David Price.
I know that Todd Green and Don Zimmer probably miss you.
I'm sure
their loss is our game.
I think they could handle a day without me. Give them a little breather.
2 outs. Ronnie Polino is up there, the catcher. And there's a strike around the knees and a fastball. Price, you're right. 2 quick outs here for the Rays left-hander. That pitch in on him, and he fouled it back. Some authoritative fastballs here in the second inning by David Price.
Starting to field a little bit, you know, off to a little bit of an inauspicious start. 2 runners on, nobody out in the first, and worked out of that and is working quickly here.
It's a 1-2 count.
You know, that's the pitch right there that you understand you got ahead of a guy. But David Price has the kind of stuff that he can go right after him with his best stuff and just bury it.
Line drive into left, and Crawford is there to make the catch. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. Bottom of the inning coming. No score.
Before I start roaming around the stands, though, an update on the AL East and how dominant they have been in the second round of interleague play in the last couple of weeks since June 12th. Everybody in this division seems to be winning. There you see Joe Madden's squad at 10-4, but they haven't gained anything on Boston because they're 10-4 during this stretch. Baltimore's even 9-5, the Yankees 8-6, and Toronto's 7-7. Conversely, the Phillies are 3-11, yet they still own a game-and-a-half lead in the NL East. Such is the peril of residing in the American League's Eastern Division, guys.
National League East, by the way. Phillies up by a game-and-a-half on the Mets, 2 up on the Marlins. Pena bunting. That hits the bag at third. So Carlos, who's done that a couple times before with the shift on, just rolled that one right down the third base line, hit the bag, and he has himself a base hit.
Carlos Pena is getting to be very good at that, and he picks his spots well. With nobody here, you know, to drive in a tough lefty on the mound, hey, if they're going to give it to you, take that base hit. And here it is rolling right off third base. He picks up a, I don't want to say an easy single, but a single.
Well, the fact that Ben Zobrist has been so good behind him makes that a good play. Zobrist now, the switch hitter, can hit right-handed against Miller.
Well, you've got a lefty on the mound he creates a great angle, good downward, you know, plane with his pitches. He's only given up 2 home runs this year, and last year he only gave up 7 in over 100 innings. So you know, Carlos Pena, that's his game. I mean, that's his game is driving runs in, hitting the long ball, and you got a guy out on the mound that's going to be tough. So if they're going to move everybody over and give you that third base side, and he's already shown that he's capable of putting that ball down and getting a hit. Combine that with the fact, like you said, Ben Zobrist coming behind him, swinging the bat well. No brainer.
He's out on strikes this time. That's the first out. So with one out and Carlos Pena at first.
There's a good fastball there. Good angle. Right on the inside corner. And Zobrist not able to pull the trigger.
Now the designated hitter, Pat Burrell. Pena back in. A little toss to first.
I'm going to say that wasn't his good move.
Probably not. Although pitch is down and in. 1-0. The opposition did a pretty good job of running on him last year.
And the opposition has done a tremendous job of running on this entire team this entire season. Yeah. I mean, this is the Florida Marlins have given up the most stolen bases in the big leagues. And it plays so heavily into what the Rays try to do offensively that expect them to run.
Upstairs. 2 balls and a strike.
That was well said, wasn't it?
I thought so. I was impressed.
Actually confused myself.
I was just pausing for a moment to. Oh, the ball gets away. And down to second goes Pena. So the bunt single and now a move up. So that pitch for Miller down. It'll be a wild pitch. The Rays have a man in scoring position.
That pitch right there looked like Andrew Miller just aimed it, threw that ball right into the ground. Paulino not able to corral it. Carlos moves up.
And there's ball 4 to Burrell. The Rays have a couple men on with 1 out.
It looked like he wanted any part of Pat.
Well, that's going to bring up Jason Bartlett. You know, really only Pat Burrell and Jason Bartlett have prior at-bats against Miller. Miller did see some action with the Tigers before the Marlins acquired him, and Jason Bartlett's 3 out of 6 against him. There's a strike. Marlins had a couple of runners in the first. They left him on. Now the Rays with 2 men aboard in the second inning and 1 out. High. Jason hitting .458 with runners in scoring position.
It's incredible. Great offensive year for Jason Bartlett so far.
Still just a handful of plate appearances away from qualifying among the league leaders in hitting. This pitch is low. 2 balls and a strike. Bartlett, 12 plate appearances short of qualifying to be listed among the league leaders. He would be second in the majors in hitting behind Ichiro. 2-1 is chopped foul. Well, we figure Bartlett has a good shot at being on the All-Star team. Carl Crawford, Evan Longoria. We think Ben Zobrist should be there. All the position players. Pitch is down and in. In fact, Zobrist by himself is almost all the position players.
Right.
He played all over the place and leads the league in slugging percentage, and Bartlett has picked up right where he left off, getting back from the disabled list. 3-2 the count now. And a line drive base hit up the left field side. Back into the corner. Pena's going to score. Burrow will go to third. It's a double for Bartlett, who comes through again. And the Rays lead 1-0. Jason Bartlett shoots his 15th double of the year down the left field line.
Well, the .458 average continues to climb. Here's the ball. Miller trying to come in. Leaves it out over the plate. Jason Bartlett gets on top of it. Lines it down into the corner. That is our checkers double of the game. Picking up an RBI and giving the Rays an early lead.
Now 2 men in scoring position for Gabe Kapler. Kapler's been all interleague. That's what he's done. 1 ball and no strikes. His overall average at .247. He's hitting .526 in interleague play this year. Blocked by Polina. 2-0. Take a look at that. 10 for 19. He's got the best slugging percentage in the majors in interleague play.
If that doesn't get your first team all interleague, I don't know what will.
Absolutely. 3-0. And he takes a strike. 3-1. He'll be picking up that award at an off-season dinner this winter.
Have your speech ready.
How exactly did you prepare for interleague play? Two men in scoring position. And now full count. So Miller has come back there. The 3-1 looked like a slider, maybe?
Slider or changeup, something off speed. You know, you saw David Price do that with Dan Ugla, another good fastball hitter, and Gabe Kapler. You got to figure with a guy struggling a little bit with his command. And
ground ball chopped to short. Ramirez will make the play to first out there. Burrell crosses the plate. So a run batted in for Kapler, and the Rays take a 2-0 lead. Bartlett remains at second.
And no hesitation by Pat Burrell, obviously going on contact. As soon as Gabe Kapler puts that ball in play, he's got his head down going hard. Able to plate the Rays' second run. Good job of base running there. No hesitation.
So it's a 2-run inning. Here's Deanna Navarro. Bartlett at second base. 2 gone. And it's low, popping away from Polino. The bunt single by Carlos Pena started this inning and has led to 2 runs. High fly ball hit back into left. That's going to send Coghlan back to the corner just with enough room inside the line. Makes the catch to retire the side. The double by Bartlett started the scoring. The Rays scored 2 through 2, 2-0 Tampa Bay. brought to you by Aflac. We've got you under our wing. And by Subway. Play hard, eat fresh. Tropicana Field this afternoon. It's a kids' Sunday. We go to the third.
Would that qualify as an interactive sign?
I think it would. Brett Carroll, the right fielder, will lead off. He's getting the start again this afternoon against the lefty. He homered off Scott Kazmir last night. He's done a lot of damage against left-handed pitching. 1 ball, no strikes, hitting .357 against lefties. Hits it on the ground, too short. Bartlett with the pickup and the throw to Pena. One away here in the third. Now we go to the top of the order. It's Chris Coghlan. Coghlan had a double and a walk in Friday night's game. 1 for 4 last night. Kazmir worked him over pretty good with a slider last night, and he got a base hit late in the game. Pitch is foul. The fastball fouled out of play. Strike one.
He got him his first time up with kind of a hanging slider, and then after that started to bury that pitch. And what was nice to see is that, you know, Kaz put himself in some positions to make that pitch, you know, to throw that slider. 1 and 2, 2 and 2 counts, where he can, you know, take that pitch out of the zone, doesn't have to be so worried about throwing it for a called strike and get guys to chase it.
I tell you, I really got the sense watching him last night, his presence on the mound was different in that he felt as if he, at least gave me the impression that he felt as if he had some tools to work with out there. You know, sometimes the hitter will do the same thing if you're slumping and if you go through a bad stretch as a pitcher. Down to short, Bartlett for the pickup. And so sometimes you'll feel like you're on the run a little bit. And I thought yesterday his presence on the mound was very good.
Well, you know, he was excited to pitch again. I mean, he had been struggling and you know, got some different things. Here is the Scott Kazmir quote of the game. Feels like I'm throwing to the catcher and not spots. I went out there and felt like I had something. Life in my ball. No, he was one of those guys that he didn't go out there and just throw last night. He did. He went out there. He did have life on the fastball. It wasn't what we've seen, you know, Kaz in the past, getting that 94, 95, 96. But, you know, he touched 94, and he threw strikes when he wanted to. I mean, he was really around the plate, and even his misses weren't that bad. So he put himself in a lot of counts where he had the advantage.
Now it's 3-0 here with 2 outs and the base is empty. Bonifacio at the plate. And that's a strike. 3-1. And ball 4. So he's on for the second time. He had the infield hit in the first, and now a walk with 2 outs here in the third. And it brings up Hanley Ramirez.
And this is where you're David Price. You want to vary your looks and vary your times to the plate, because you would assume that Bonifacio, with his speed, 2 outs, try to get into scoring position here for Ramirez.
No strikes. He got him in the first with the fly ball the other way. Price had a very concise second inning, just 11 pitches. 1-1. Rays with 2 in the bottom of the second, and now with 2 outs. Marlins have a base runner, and the big bat of Hanley Ramirez in the batter's box. Two and one. Ramirez came into this series red hot. He had been unbelievable over the past week. In the game Friday, had a double, single, and a home run, 3 for 5. That's going to pull the count even at 2-2. David Price making his 7th start. The pitch is foul. I don't know if this will continue for Price, but so far he's had better success against right-handed hitters than left-handed hitters by quite a margin.
Yeah, you would think that would have to turn at some point, although, you know, his slider here in the early part of the season, at least since he's been here in the big leagues, it's been almost like very cutterish, you know, on the same plane and not a lot of depth. I think once he starts to get that pitch with a little more depth to it, he'll start to eat up lefties.
Another foul ball by Ramirez.
You know, but that's one of those pitches that right now, you know, if you see his slider down, you take it. You know, it's going to be down. If you see it up, it's going to be flat. It doesn't, you know, just doesn't have that depth to it. And a guy like David Price, most of the time when he's facing a lefty, it's going to be your better left-handed hitters that they leave in the lineup against him. And if they can narrow you down to one pitch,
there you are. Yep. Here's the 2-2 again, and one more time a foul ball. Ramirez got into this mode against Kazmir in the first inning of last night's game. He eventually got him on a ground ball, but he went 2-2 with him and fouled away 5 additional pitches before he grounded out in a 10-pitch at bat. Up to 7 right now against Price. Pitch is high in the throw with Bonifacio running. And he's in there with a steal. So Bonifacio picks up his 16th stolen base.
Well, you knew it was a matter of when. That ball's up and away. Navi did the best he could, but Bonifacio, good jump, gets in there easily.
So full count to Ramirez. And a popper. Foul ball. It's going to be out of play one more time. So that's 9 pitches. Time a foul ball, so he's up to 10 pitches in this at bat. Just a little piece of that one. Boy, what a battle. This next pitcher, David Price, will be number 12 in this at bat for Ramirez.
Well, he's seen them all, and he'd probably like to see that last one again. There was a strike breaking ball right out over the middle of the plate. Kind of smirked there, knowing he'd like another shot at that pitch.
He's made more pitches in this one at bat to Ramirez than he did the entire inning in the second. And a liner into center. That's going to fall in front of Upton. He's going to come to the plate with the throw, but it's not in time. The Marlins are on the board as Ramirez fouled pitch after pitch away and finally drives in the run to make it 2-1.
Well, it's precisely the reason you expected Bonifacio to try to swipe second base so he could score on a single. And here, after a 12-pitch at bat, numerous foul balls, he's able to drop one in front of B.J. Upton, and the throw is not going to be in time. Bonifacio's speed.
Jorge Cantu misses the first pitch. Strike one. Ramirez is back in. Ramirez 11 of 16 in the running department. So it's really been Bonifacio and Ramirez who've done the bulk of the running. And there he goes, and a move to first. Pena's throw to second, and he is out with Zobrist putting the tag on him. That's a caught stealing. 1-3-4. They score a run.
Two-one, Tampa Bay Rays lead as we head to the bottom half of the third inning. We have a sign right here out in the foul area of right field. Fry the fish. How old are you, Perry?
6.
6. Do you like fish?
Yes.
You do? There's a shot to left field, Dwayne.
Jay Upton has jumped on the first pitch fastball here in the bottom of the third and hits it out. His 6th home run of the year, and again the Rays are up by 2. That makes it 3-1. So all of those pitches Ramirez saw in the third finally score a run for the Marlins. B.J. Upton takes care of that with one swing of the bat here, and it's 3-1.
Well, another pitch there. Andrew Miller trying to come in. He leaves that ball middle in. B.J. Upton, quick bat, gets the head to it and drives that ball out.
So the 6th home run of the year for B.J. Upton. And now here's a tap by the mound, backhanded by Ugla, but he has no chance to get Crawford, and there's a base hit.
Well, smart play there by Ugla. Not even attempt to throw. Ball up the middle, had to range far to his right. Carl Crawford just can fly. No chance.
B.J. Upton belting the 100th home run of the Crawford at first. Bonifacio goes to second there and over to first. They're going to get the 5-4-3 double play. So that erases the infield hit by Crawford. Here's Carlos Pena. Pena bunted his way on to start the Rays' second inning, and that led to the 2-run frame. So Carlos in here hitting .241 for the year right now, leading the American League in home runs. Faces the left-hander. Ball, no strikes. Ground ball. Tugla from short right field and a low throw. Well, they had him positioned perfectly in the shift, and Ugla just could not get the throw there from short right field.
Now, he got lackadaisical on the throw. He really didn't step into it. Just a routine ground ball. Of course, he's deep. He just feels it and flips it in there. Doesn't really step into it, put anything on it. That's like your routine play from regular second base, that kind of a throw. It's a little bit longer. You need to make that throw and step into it. He didn't do it. Handcuffed Cantu, and Carlos Pena finds himself on first base.
7th error of the year charged to Ugla. Ben Zobrist takes the pitch down. 1 ball, no strikes. Ben called out on strikes his first time.
On that pitch.
Yep.
That was the one. Tough pitch to handle with that angle. He's on the far first base side of the rubber, so that ball's boring in on your hands as a right-handed hitter.
This one drops down. 2-1. Miller 2-3 this year. He was 6-10 in 20 starts and 9 relief appearances last year. Ground ball, foul outside of third. Pitch moving in on him. It's 2-2. So he's got that slider moving in, and even the fastball that time.
Obviously, that's where they want to attack him.
Pena back in, only a couple of steps off the bag. There is ball 3. Trying the slider again. So the count is full. And this one skips away and hits Zobrist. Now been hit by a pitch. So an error to hit batter, and the Rays have 2 men aboard. It's going to get Mark Wiley, the pitching coach, up and headed to the mound.
Well, what that error did, too, is it started to tack on pitches to Andrew Miller's pitch count. Here's the full count breaking ball right off of Ben Zobrist's toe. You can tell by the reaction that that didn't feel real good.
But that's the only reaction he got from him, was at the moment of contact. Yeah,
but he had a chance here, even with giving up the home run to B.J. Upton, had a chance to get out of this inning, with very few pitches. He gave up a quick hit to Carl Crawford and then gets Longoria to ground into a double play. I mean,
well, there was going to be a 6-pitch inning.
6-pitch inning while giving up a home run. That didn't happen. Then Ben Zobrist works a full count, gets hit by a pitch. And not only does your pitch count start to creep up, but now you find yourself with runners on first and second, and Pat Burrell at the plate.
And one swing of the bat by Burrell could really make this a good inning for the Rays and a disaster for Miller.
Blow this game wide open.
Pat walked his first time, and that led to a run. Pitch is too low. 1 ball, no strikes. Pena second, Zobrist first. And a fastball is in. 1-1. Side. Carroll is under it, making the catch. So the Rays get a run on the home run by Upton. We are through 3-1 Tampa Bay. Here in the wrap-up game of the series, Rays and the Marlins. Time for our Aflac trivia question. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. How many teams in Major League Baseball history have stolen 100 bases and hit 100 home runs before the All-Star break? Jorge Cantu leads off the fourth. He was at the plate when Ramirez was caught off first. That ended the top of the third. 1 ball, no strikes. Cantu, Ugla, and then Ross. Short center with his fly ball, and BJ's there to make the catch on that one. 1 away. If you're traveling, can't watch the Rays, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.TV, the ultimate baseball experience featuring 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer, and catch those games you missed on demand. For more details, visit RaysBaseball.com, where baseball is always on. Dan Ugla. Pitch is too high. 1 ball, no strikes. One and one. Ugla with 15 home runs on the year. Makes a cut, fastball, and fouls it back. 1-2. You know, up and down the Marlins lineup, they have some guys who hunt the fastball.
Aggressive team. Fastball hunters.
2-2.
It was a good pitch there by David Price, just missing in off the plate, but you like the 1-2. Here it is, 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Full count now. Foul. You know, here's Price, just 23 years old, coming off that very rough outing against the Phillies. But the other thing about him, I mean, he weathered that storm and gave the Rays some innings. And he walks ugly and came out of that with a certain equanimity about him, and that's impressive for a young guy out there. In some cases, they might be rattled, they might lose confidence. He doesn't seem to have any of that effect.
The big word aside, I think that when he when he came out of that game, you're absolutely right. As a 23-year-old, to show that kind of poise coming into this start, because that's one of those starts, you know, it's a big series. It's against the Phillies. It's the first game back here. I mean, we've been hyping it for a week and a half coming into that series, World Series rematch, and then to get hit like that and give up those kind of runs, boy, that can really rattle you. But he regrouped to here these last 4 days, got some good work in, watched video, and felt like he could come out and be much better, and he has.
Check swing roller left side. Longoria makes the play. And, you know, he's not 100% because of that little hamstring issue he's had, and you could tell that factored into that play, and he still made a very good play to get Ross.
Well, that's what you worry about too, because those hammies can be troublesome, and that's just in between a half swing. Evan comes in, does a nice job throwing on the run. So accurate when he does that.
So 2 outs. A little star by that play for Longoria. And here's Hermida. Jeremy Hermida. He was out on a ground ball handled by Pena the first time. Pitch is up, but I think, speaking of Price and the way he came out of that start, that's what I was trying to say earlier about Kazmir. I thought he displayed that last night from the very beginning, which is just a great sign.
It is, especially, you know, back being under the glow of the big lights and coming back to the big leagues. You know, there was a lot of different emotions, a lot of adrenaline that Scott Kazmir had, and did a nice job of handling it and pitching very well.
Three balls, no strikes now. The count to Hermida. Price gives up his second walk of the inning, his 4th in this game. Ronnie Paulina, the catcher, is going to be the hitter. Navarro spending some time with Price. Right now at 72 pitches. 2 outs, 2 on here in the 4th. Molina hit a solid line drive back in the 2nd inning, and Crawford made the catch on it. He sends a high fly ball center field this time. Upton will go back to the track after it and makes the catch to retire the side. Molina gave it a ride to the warning track, but Upton tracked it down. Bottom half of inning 4 coming. 3-1 Tampa Bay. Rays lead 3-1 as we move into the home half of the fourth inning. Time to get the answer to our Aflac trivia question. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. How many teams in Major League history have stolen 100 bases and hit at least 100 home runs before the All-Star break? Now, one. The Rays have 100 home runs and 116 stolen bases. And B.J. Upton connected for the home run in the third. Home run number 100 for the Rays. So no other team has had at least 100 home runs and 100 steals before the All-Star break.
And that is our first Aflac trivia question done in real time.
Jason Bartlett takes the pitch. That's a strike. Well, that combination of power and speed translates into more runs scored than anybody else in the major leagues. 1-1.
And what you forget too is in there the first couple weeks of April, we were all asking, where's the offense?
Yeah, that's hard to believe, isn't it,
really
right now?
is.
I mean, we're talking about this team just averaging a little over 4 runs, closing in on 4.5 runs a game. Bartlett's out on strikes, talking about how you've got to score 5 or 5.5 to compete in the American League East, and the Rays have really accelerated all of that. So with the 3 runs they've scored in this game, they have 432 runs scored. It's tops in the majors. They're second in slugging percentage. They lead it on base percentage and walks.
Stolen bases
go hand in hand. Yep.
Just so many ways they can beat you.
Want to know the count to Gabe Kapler. That's a strike, and the count is 1-1. Well, the running game really translates into more than just the 116 stolen bases coming into this game. There's going to be an extra base hit for Kapler. Mr. Interleague is on his way to second. He has been red hot since the Rays have gotten into interleague play. He drove in a run with a ground ball in the second and has a 2-base hit here in the fourth.
Gabe Kapler picking here his 12th double this season. Gets a ball out over the plate, gets on top of it, hits it hard, gets it between the bag and Bonifacio. Gets those little happy feet going coming out of the box. Quick chop. He's going to make it in standing up.
He's 11 for 21 in interleague play. Deoner Navarro. He's under this one and lifts a fly ball into short left. Ramirez out making the call for it in front of Coughlin. That's the second out. 2 gone with Kapler still at second base for the top of the order, B.J. Upton. Be sure and visit RaysBaseball.com and enter the tobacco-free Florida Rays Junior announcer promotion throughout the month of June. You could win Rays tickets and have your child serve as the Rays Junior Stadium announcer during a home game. Visit RaysBaseball.com for details. It's a strike to B.J. Upton. The count.
Well, undeterred by the previous at bat, Andrew Miller's come right back out this at bat, firing fastballs to B.J. Upton. Reverse psychology.
The strike. He stays with that plan and is ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball out of play, holding the count at 1-2. With a fastball high. 2-2 the count. Ground ball. Ramirez at shortstop makes the pickup, and the throw is in time on a close play over there to retire the side. We go to the fifth. 3-1 Rays. Three to 1, and by virtue of last night's win, they have won the Checkers Citrus Series, and we'd like to thank all the fans for watching. Checkers has donated $1,000 to the Rays Baseball Foundation, and we'll be collecting from Rich Waltz over there, the Marlins TV play-by-play voice. We had a little wager, and you can win as well. 3-piece of Checkers classic wings. For details, go to sunsportstv.com. Actually, fans from both teams will win, though. But you've got to go to sunsportstv.com to figure out exactly how. Rich owes us a pretty good supply of those wings from Checkers. He did drop by. There's this little gift card here, but that's not going to be enough. Swing and a miss. Carroll is out of there. So we just wanted to show you the good sports in the Marlins booth. There's Tommy Hutton on the left, and Rich Walls, his partner, and yep. Rich, you better dig into those pockets, because we're gonna see if we can get some wings for the crew.
Hey, was this wager was it clear through Bud Selig?
Well, that was a concern. We had hoped to keep it quiet.
Maybe we should be talking about it.
Suspended for wagering and getting wings. 1 strike to count to Coughlin. 0-2. And maybe there should have been a disclaimer for the youngsters. Don't try this at home. But you can go to Checkers and get some great wings. Wave and a miss. Coughlin is out on strikes. So back-to-back strikeouts here by Price.
Well, back-to-back strikeouts here on a fastball. That one riding up in the zone, up and away. Coughlin not able to catch up to it, 94 miles an hour. I'd like to see that David Price, that aggressive fastball when he has a count in his favor.
Well, here's Bonifacio. He's been on twice with a base hit, an infield hit, and a walk, and he chops it to third. Longoria's throw is in time. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Couple strikeouts in the process. Bottom of the fifth coming, 3-1 Rays. Rays lead this game. Stop into any Bay Area Beef O'Brady's restaurant. Sign up your mom to win a Rays VIP fan pack, including a meet and greet with a Rays player, get a Rays jersey, tickets, field passes, and a $100 gift card to Beef's. Deadline to enter is July 29th. See you at Beef's. First pitch to Carl Crawford. Breaking pitch a little high. 1 ball, no strikes. Crawford, then Evan Longoria and Carlos Pena. Rays scored 2 runs in the second inning. The Marlins a run in the third, and the Rays back with a run in their third on the B.J. Upton home run. 2-1. Ball 3. The Rays starting their third time through the order here against Miller. And the count goes full to Crawford. And he lifts it into short left. Coughlin still on the move toward the line, makes the catch. 1 away.
Your third baseman, number 3, Evan Longoria.
There's Evan Longoria. Evan 0 for 2. He made a nice play on the ball in the 4th inning on that check swing contact by Cody Ross. It's a strike, says Mike DeMuro. Back foot out of the way of that one, and the count is 1-1. He's getting their first look at Andrew Miller. Longoria, did he go? Yes, he did. That's Ron Copa down there at first. It says he offered.
Just a touch too far there.
Longoria He's out on strikes. Just a breaking pitch. 2 up, 2 down.
Number 23, Carlos Pena.
Gonna get Carlos Pena up there. Carlos has been on twice, officially 1 for 2. He reached on an error his last time. The time before that, he bunted his way on against the shift.
Now this is one of those situations, 2 outs and nobody on. Carlos is just looking to drive something, try to hit a ball out of the ballpark.
Pitch is down.
Not an easy guy to do it off of.
Yeah, the home run by Upton's only the 3rd he has given up in over 60 innings of work this year. There's a liner into right field over the shift for a base hit. Carroll plays it back into the infield. Carlos has his 2nd hit.
Second baseman, number 18, Ben Zobrist.
You can see the way the shift is lined up. Ugla deep in that hole, and good placement by Carlos. It's a line drive over Ugla's head. Drops it in front of Carroll out and right.
Now it's Ben Zobrist. He has been called out on strikes and has been hit by a pitch. Takes one low, a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. One and one. So Zobrist behind in the count. Marlins have made some pretty good pitches to Ben the last couple games. There goes Pena, the 1-2, and that's a ball in the dirt. Well, for a moment he might have made contact, but he checked his swing. The count's going to go to 2-2 as Pena, who was breaking, will get a stolen base.
Here as he comes down, yeah, easily holds up. That ball well out in front of him. Carlos going, he holds up and able to get in there easily. But going back to what you were saying, Dwayne, about Ben Zobrist.
A wave and a miss.
Or not.
Yeah. So he's out on strikes for the 2nd time today. We're through 5, 3-1 Rays. Open the scoring in the second inning on the double by Jason Bartlett. Pat Burrows scored on Kapler's ground ball. That made it 2-0. The Marlins got a run in the third when Ramirez had an extended at bat against Price and singled home the run. B.J. Upton in the third belted the home run to make it 3-1, the 100th home run of the year for the Rays. So it's 3-1 as we move into the sixth inning. It's Hanley Ramirez, and he takes the first pitch strike.
Good first pitch slider there, and that's the one that you like to see David Price throw. Had a little bit more depth to it, good velocity on it.
It's popped up. Right side for Pena. So Ramirez, a big out to open the sixth. Jorge Cantu. He has struck out and flied out. One ball, no strikes. Rays will be hitting the road after this game and heading up to Toronto. That's a strike. They haven't played the Blue Jays at all this year. And they're going to get up to Toronto just in time to see Roy Halladay come off the DL and start that series tomorrow night. 1-2.
Welcome to Canada.
Yep, Roy Halladay and Jeff Neiman tomorrow will be with you on Sun Sports to open the series. Two and two. I'll tell you, the way this race stacks up, the Rays have 18 games left with the Blue Jays, and the Rays season, it seems strange, but fly ball center field, and BJ reaching down, coming in to make the catch. That's two gone. The Rays season could actually rest on what they do in that 18-game series against the Blue Jays. Baseball's biggest stars go head-to-head for one spectacular night in the summer's biggest event, as Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 09 MLB All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday, July 14th, live from St. Louis at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox.
After today, 85 games remaining. Thereabouts, 18 against the Blue Jays. That's about 20%.
Yep. Udla hits a changeup off the end of the bat and flies out to Crawford. So it's 1-2-3, and the Rays lead 3-1. It's been a 3-1 game since the third. Pat Burrell will open the home half of the 6th. And he pops it up on the right side. Ugla out from second base, looking for it, and makes the catch. It's one away. One pitch, one out. We'll get Jason Bartlett up there. Top half of this inning, a very short inning for David Price. Just 8 pitches and a couple of very good changeups in the 8 pitches he threw.
Well, that's what you want to. That's what he wants to accomplish. That pitch needs to become a weapon, part of his arsenal that he can take out there. And if he can get to the point where he's pitching at 92, 93 miles an hour, can jump up to 96, 97 if he needs it, and then mix in a good changeup and be able to command that fastball to both sides of the plate. I mean, you're talking about a guy that can just be, dominating on a day in and day out basis. Not to even mention about continuing to refine that slider.
2 balls and a strike.
He's got all the tools, and what makes it even better for Joe Madden, Jim Hickey, the rest of the staff is he's willing to work. He wants to be great.
He's got a great attitude. He's obviously very bright, and the willingness to work. You put that with the physical gifts he has, and you can see why anyone would be excited to have him. Foul ball right back into the top of the screen. Full count. It's a matter of refining all of that.
Just gets to be a little bit tougher to do that at this level. But obviously, everybody feels that he's more than capable.
Two shot toward right. Carroll goes down to one knee and made the catch. So that is out number 2. Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaurs is hatched in theaters July 1st. The coolest comedy of the summer. A lot of youngsters here on Kids Sunday, sporting their Rays gear. Dave Kapler takes the pitch down, 1-0. Line drive into right, and Carroll makes this catch to retire the side. 1-2-3. On to the 7th. Rays lead 3-1.
And this might be the group that's come the farthest for sign day on our Kids Sunday. We have Luke, we have Stone, we have Lydia, we have Lauren. Birmingham, Alabama guys. Now you may wonder why Stone's got the Marlins gear on. That's just his Little League team, as you can see. He plays for the Marlins, but his heart's with the Rays. And this is the picture of all 4 of the kids making all the way up from Alabama, as they are big Rays fans down there. Guys, back to you.
I'll tell you, Rays fans spreading out far and wide.
And we saw it on the last road trip. Colorado, out in Denver, they were everywhere.
Cody Ross.
And not just because you and I were out in the street corner handing out T-shirts and hats.
It's all for the cause. 2-0 the count. David Price had a very quick 6th inning, only 8 pitches. He's at 90 total right now with these 2 here in the 7th. Ross fouls it back. 2-1. Well, these Marlins, they do love to swing the bat. There's no question about that.
Well,
they get ahead in the count. They're swinging.
They don't waste any time. And both teams here the last couple innings, you get the feeling that this is the last day of the season. They're just going up there hacking at everything.
Fastball missed, and the count's 3-1.
Check my calendar.
All 4. It's walk number 5 issued by Price, and it's a leadoff walk here in the 5th. You hate to start walking people late in games, lead-off innings.
Absolutely right, especially to lead off an inning. Nobody out, you just give them a base runner. It's just a 2-run game. You know, this is a game where you feel like the Rays are in control, but you're now just one swing away from this being tied up. You just don't want to give them any extra opportunities.
Jeremy Hermida has grounded out and walked. A strike at the knees. Good fastball right there. Hermida trying to catch up late. 0-2.
Here it is, 7th inning, and David Price, understanding the gravity of the situation here with the leadoff man on in a 2-run game, pumps that fastball up to 96.
Ground ball. Bartlett in short, goes to second out there, throw to first, not going to be in time. Just could not develop quickly enough, not hit hard enough. So Ross is out on the force play. Hermida reaching on the fielder's choice.
A little combination here of a ball not hit that hard. Jason Bartlett having moved to his right, throw back. Good aggressive slide into second base there and not able to get him.
So with that, Joe Madden out of the Rays dugout and on his way to the mound to make a pitching change. Price gone after 6 1/3. Takes over for David Price. One out with a runner at first, and the hitter is the Florida catcher, Ronnie Polino. Ground ball shortstop. Bartlett to Zobrist 1, Pena 2. That one hit firmly enough to start and complete the 6-4-3 double play. So we'll head into the bottom of the seventh inning stretch time. 3-1 Tampa Bay. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Back at Tropicana Field, 3-1. The Rays lead this game. It's Kids Sunday. It's always a good time. It's all good. She's got her Rays gear and some ice cream. This act high in potassium.
He's struggling. He is struggling. Banana is going bad.
That particular banana may have been low in potassium. Rays are facing Andrew Miller. Deanna Navarro leads off the home half of the inning, and the pitch is a fastball too low. Ball, no strikes. And another fly ball, this one toward right center. In is Carroll, the right fielder. So Nobby's 0 for 3 and the first out in the bottom of the seventh. Here's B.J. Upton. Upton 1 for 3. This pitch is a strike to B.J. It's 1-1. This one is down. 1-1. Rays PR department's doing some further research on the home run hit by B.J. Upton to give the Rays 100 for the year. And the early returns indicate that it's the earliest in the season that a team has ever amassed at least 100 steals and 100 home runs, but not the only time that that has been done prior to the All-Star break. We'll give you more details as they become available, so stay tuned.
You would think that people would, stop making early return calls in the state of Florida.
It's the base hit into left. He got it right through the hole. And so that is hit number 2 for Upton. Well, our intrepid reporter Todd Callis is on the story. You will know as soon as we find out any further details. Upton aboard now. Let's see what the Rays can do with this as they try to tack on to this 3-1 lead.
And upon further review, I believe that is Andrew Miller's good move.
Well, the opposition swiped 13 bases on him last year, and there were 3 caught stealing.
Well, that's a move right there that's not going to put fear into anybody. If they can time him up right, he does slide step quite a bit, not quite a bit. He slide steps all the time with a runner on any base for that matter, and just hopes that his times to the plate deter the running game, because certainly that move will not.
There goes Upton. The pitch is a ball, and the throw's not in time. Upton with a steal. The BJ collects number 28.
Well, going on first movement right there. There's not going to be much that deters the Rays running game. Specifically, you get BJ Upton, Carl Crawford out there, and high throw. BJ would have been in there regardless.
It's 118 steals for the Rays to go with 100 home runs here on the 28th of June. Pitch to Crawford is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Reportedly, but unconfirmed, the earliest this has ever occurred. That's Tim Wood throwing in the bullpen down the left field line. Crawford fouling one away. Two-one. Runner at second with 1 out. Carl fouls this one. Upton could advance only to third. He had to wait to see if that ball would carry and be caught, but it dropped in front of Ross. And the Rays now put men at first and third. You know, there's another hit for Crawford with 2 strikes.
It does a good job of picking that front foot up. A little bit of a delay. BJ making sure he sees it's going to fall. That ball was hit hard. Didn't know if he was going to make it all the way to Ross.
So with 2 men on, we're going to get a call to the bullpen here. Freddy Gonzalez out to make the change. We'll be back right after this. Reminder of the Rays 10-game package with a nice ring to it. Buy 2 or more 10-packs. Receive a replica of the 08 American League Championship ring. And you can select the games of your choice. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com to select your games and receive your replica ring. Tim Wood, the new pitcher.
Coming on for the second time, made his major league debut Thursday night against the Orioles, throwing 2 scoreless innings.
Evan Longoria at the plate. One ball, no strikes. Crawford away from first. He's on the move. Swing and a foul ball. Just a little piece of it. Crawford had the bag stolen.
Pretty easily. Tim Wood very deliberate going to the plate there. Carl with a good jump, his speed. You never root for a swing and miss, but that would have been a good time for one.
Rays led 3-1 since the third. And time call, no pitch. The count remains 1-1. Wave and a miss. 1-2. Carl had started and then stopped.
Fastball up. That's one of those pitches that to a hitter, you see that ball up close to your eyes. The ball looks big. That was way up. Evan took a shot at it. Came up empty.
Wood, 26-year-old right-hander. Pitch out. He's not moving on that pitch.
A lot of times this year, too, when teams have pitched out, it hasn't even mattered. With the jump and the speed, still been able to beat it. Doesn't guarantee you an out.
Crawford goes and stops, and the pitch is in off the plate. So it's a full count. Upton's at third, Crawford's at first. There goes Crawford, 3-2, and the pitch is popped up. It's a foul ball. Molina and Cantu both after it, but it's out of play. So we'll see another 3-2 pitch. I mentioned that base hit for Crawford was another one with 2 strikes. Crawford 2 hits today, has 97 for the year. And 42 of those hits have come with 2 strikes.
It's an incredible percentage at 97. Well, he came into the game 3rd in the league in number of hits. Like you said earlier, he's done a great job of working the count.
3-2 and a ground ball headed toward the hole and out of the reach of Ramirez. Upton scores. Crawford stops at second as Longoria got it through the left side of the infield to drive in the run, and that makes it 4-1.
Well, here it is, full count. That ball catches a little too much plate. Longo heading to first. Well, you can see him pull up immediately there. A little bit of that residual hamstring injury. Just out of the reach of Ramirez. BJ comes home to score.
And he's got a conversation going with the dugout there, trying to stay in the game. That's what he's doing. So an RBI, base hit for Longoria. Carlos Pena hits one on the ground. Out of the ship. Throw to first, not in time to get the double play. They got Longoria on the force with Crawford going to third. So Longoria is out number 2. And in the grand scheme of things, that might not be the worst thing to get him.
I was
going
to say, you have an entire dugout that was happy to see him get forced at second base. Just one of those. It's one of those injuries. It's one of those little tweaks that you just don't want to mess around with too long. It can become very troublesome.
Now it's Ben Zobrist hitting. A run home, been on the corners, first and third. One strike to count. One and one. All 4 runs charged to the starter. Pena's back in at first base.
That was really good hustle too there by Carlos on that hit. Talk about Longo going into second base, but Carlos Pena busting it down the line gives the Rays another chance to drive in a run.
And a strike inside part of the plate. 1 and 2. Into the dirt. Stopped by Paulino.
Good block there by Ronnie Paulino. Saving a run right here. Tough pitch to handle. He's able to slide over and get that glove turned around, keep it in front of him. Not easy.
Tim Wood in relief. Right-hander out of Tucson, Arizona. Chopper right side, gonna go through. There's a base hit. Crawford will score. Pena's on his way to third. First and third with another run home, and it's 5-1. And Zobrist chopped it through the right side, picking up his 45th run, batted in.
Ben Zobrist, who can get out and hook a ball as good as anybody, gets a changeup down there, and with the Marlins holding Pena on at first base, that opens up that hole. He's able to sneak it through. Crawford comes home to score, giving the Rays a 5-1 lead, and it goes back to Carlos Pena hustling up the line, buying them that opportunity to tack on that run, and here's another one.
Pat Burrell 0 for 2. He walked his first time and scored a run. Rays now have 10 hits and 5 runs. Lifts a fly ball toward left center. Coughlin there, so as the center fielder Ross makes the catch. The Rays are out, but they add 2 here in the 7th. On to the 8th, 5-1 Tampa Bay. Inning. He's another guy very worthy of all-star consideration.
Well, leads the American League in slugging percentage. Obviously, you see there, tremendous on-base percentage. Played 6 different positions. He's not only played 6 different positions, he started at 6 different positions. The versatility, the fact that this game means something now, to be able to have a guy like that coming off your bench in an all-star game that's meaningful, would be a big boon to the American League squad and be great for Ben Zobrist. And not only that, but you know, a lot of his home runs, RBIs, they've come in very big situations. He's been very clutch. Need a home run to tie the game in the 8th inning, find a way to get him to the plate.
Lode pinch hitting the 1-0 is chopped back to the mound, and Nelson makes the play. Nelson to Pena. So that'll be the first out in the 8th inning. Nelson came on through 1 pitch in the 7th and threw a double play ball. Now he gets the pinch hitter Glode. We go to the top of the order. There's Coughlin. Pitch strike. Coughlin walked back in the 1st. He's grounded out and struck out since. Joe Nelson delivers and a fly ball short center. There's B.J. Upton. 2 outs in the 8th. Time for the Stay in the Game hold of the day, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Take a look at the Rays hold leaders. Grant Balfour tops with 10, followed by Dan Wheeler, Schaus, Nelson, and Howell, 6, 5, and 4 respectively. Just as middle relievers keep their teams in the game, you too can stay in the game with Just for Men Hair Color.
How do you stay in the game if you don't have any hair?
That's a whole other process and a whole other sponsorship as well. I don't know the count here to it occurred to me, any reason that you're interested in that? Bonifacio up here. That's a strike. Count 1-1. 2 outs, base is empty. Down to first, 1 hop and a scoop there by Pena, who makes the play unassisted. Bottom of the 8th coming up here. The Rays lead 5-1.
This guy is a candidate for the American League All-Star team. No earned runs his last 16 appearances. J.P. Howe has taken over the back end of the bullpen and done a great job for the Rays. You can see, of all the guys in the American League, he is tied for first in relief appearances. That 1.70 ERA, including that role he's on now. His last 16 appearances, 16 innings, 1 run. It was unearned. J.P. Howe continues to get the job done. Big inning and a third, guys, so far for Joe Nelson, because Joe Madden said he wanted to stay away from Dan Wheeler and Grant Balfour today, and he thought he might be able to get away from Howe if he could avoid it, but definitely those other two righties. So Nelson doing a great job getting them from the 7th inning into the 9th.
Yeah, and Joe's happy to get the work. It's been a while since he's been out there, so he's pitched well. 1 strike to count to Bartlett. He lifts this one into left field. Coughlin is there to make the catch. So that is out number 1. Ross Glode, who pinch hit, stays on to play right field in the place of Brett Carroll. And now Gabe Gross will be the pinch hitter for Gabe Kapler. Kapler had a run batted in and a double. And now it's Gabe Gross. Pitch is too low. 1 ball, no strikes. Rays facing Tim Wood. A 1-1 count. Ball, 2 strikes. Gabe in the first game of this series was on base 4 times. He had 3 hits and a walk, scored a run. Did not start today against the lefty Miller. He takes a look at that one down. 2-2.
Trying to go back and get him with that changeup. He just swung and missed that. That one just riding a little bit out of the zone. He's able to lay off.
Rays have out hit the Marlins this afternoon, 10-2. They lead 5-1. Gross fouls one back. Rays scored 2 runs in the 2nd inning on a double by Bartlett that scored Pena, and a ground ball by Kapler that got Burrell home. B.J. Upton hit the home run in the 3rd, and they added 2 more in the 7th inning. The runs batted in, going to Longoria and Zobrist. And a foul-tipped strikeout. Gross out number 2. First strikeout for Tim Wood in relief of Andrew Miller. Miller was charged with all 5 runs on 8 hits. So the bases are empty. Deoner Navarro's hit the ball in the air 3 times today. Nothing of 3 last time. A fly ball to right. Which is a strike. Foul ball down toward the stands. Rays will be headed into Toronto. They'll leave immediately following this game, and tomorrow night it'll be Jeff Neiman against Roy Halladay. Then from Toronto into Texas to play the Rangers. Rays have yet to play Toronto, Texas, and Detroit this year. Jeff Neiman take his 6-4 record up against Halliday, who's just back off the DL, 10-1. We'll be with you at 7 o'clock on Sun Sports tomorrow night. Count remains 22. Back out of play. Braves will have Neiman, Garza, and Shields to pitch against the Blue Jays. Roy Halladay, Scott Richmond, and Ricky Romero will pitch for Toronto. Pitch again to DeHonor is inside with a fastball. That takes the count to 2-2.
Took a shot in there. That 1-2 fastball just missed off the inside corner.
And a popper right side. Foul ball. Cantu is there and makes the catch, and the Rays are up and down 1-2-3. We head into the ninth. 5-1 Tampa Bay. This game, trying to finish off the series and a homestand with a sweep. They've taken the first two from the Marlins, 7-3 and 3-2. Carry a 4-run lead into the ninth inning this afternoon. And Chad Bradford, who is just back off the disabled list and pitched an inning last night, will take over. Price worked 6 1/3. Nelson an inning and 2/3, and now Chad Bradford.
Chad Bradford got an inning in last night. Joe Madden, guys come off the disabled list or get called up from AAA. He likes to get him into a game as quick as he can, and waste no time with Chad Bradford last night and getting him again tonight. Or this afternoon for that matter.
Let's take a look at that Firestone leaderboard and see what it has up there for us today, Brian. Major League home wins since May the 15th. Tampa Bay Rays with 19. Tigers tied for second with 15 with the Yankees.
Running away with it.
Hanley Ramirez takes the pitch high. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, the offense hasn't missed a beat. The starting pitching has started to become a little bit more consistent, but that bullpen has just gone back to its lockdown ways. And that's why you see those kind of wins.
There's a strike. 1-1. Well, if you go back to June the 8th, the Rays relievers have allowed just 6 runs in 54 innings. That's an earned run average of 1. Ball, 2 strikes. The Rays lead here in the 9th over the Marlins right now. We're heading into Toronto to take on the Blue Jays. They started the day tied with the Blue Jays. Just a little piece of that one as the slider floated in there around 65 or 66 miles per hour. Phillies are batting in the 9th at Toronto, holding a 5-4 lead on the Blue Jays. Yankees and the Mets play tonight. Go for it, and the count is 2-2.
Ball,
a bit.
Just a little bit.
Braves lead the Red Sox 2-0 with Boston batting in the top of the 7th inning in Atlanta. Tried it again and just missed. Count is full.
Well, that was a real good idea there by Chad Bradford. He throws the 1-2 fastball that runs in off the plate and then tries to throw that front door slider off of it. Just wasn't able to get it elevated enough or in. But that's one of those pitches where if you make it, you more than likely will punch out Ramirez looking.
3-2 now. And a ground ball headed to short. Bartlett with a little bobble, but he has time and gets Ramirez. That'll be out number 1 here in the 9th. And one more time, let's go to Todd Callis.
All right, Dwayne, we've got another one from a long distance. We've got Anthony, we've got Haley, and we've got Morgan. Atlanta, Georgia is where they're from. Rays fillet the Marlins. How'd you become a Rays fan in Atlanta?
They took me to my first game. My grandparents took me to my
I should sign.
My grandparents took me to my first game, and this is like my first baseball game, and I've always loved this team.
Atlanta fans of the Rays, guys, just like Birmingham, went all over the country in the South. Back to you.
Fans coming from every corner.
Every angle.
Yes. 1 strike to count to Cantu. You never know where they're going to show up next. Oh, on the count to Jorge Cantu. 1-1. But Todd never sees a stranger, does he?
No.
They love him.
How can you not?
He's such an engaging guy.
Hey, he lightens up the booth when he pokes his head in here every now and then.
He does, yeah. We look forward to those fleeting moments. The 1-1. Foul ball. Count is 1-2.
Just found myself batting my eyelashes.
Oh, yes. They've let you out. You like the James Shields bobblehead today? I think it's great. All the youngsters got one. 1-2, a little foul ball. So the count is still a ball and 2 strikes. And Ugla is on deck. In addition to Bradford coming off the DL, I mean, that's just like making a trade. You just added another element to the bullpen. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Such a good change of pace coming out of that bullpen from his angle, which you can talk about underarm submarine guys all day long. No one gets down as low as Chad Bradford. A lot of big league experience, a lot of big game experience.
And a foul up the right side. Well, this is in addition to what that bullpen has already done over the past 18 games.
That's how you win 19 home games.
A 2-2 count. Foul ball third base side this time. Rice works 6 1/3. Nelson, now Bradford, and more to follow on Rays Live, the postgame. Will be coming your way immediately following the conclusion of this game. An opportunity to see more of Todd Callis. One more time, foul, third base side. The Rays closing out interleague play. They came in 12-5 in interleague play. And they're 24-11 over the past 2 years in interleague play. Trying to nail this one down.
Slow breaking ball. Slow breaking ball, no good.
And it stayed just inside. So the count is 4.
You know, he's trying to come again with that front door slider. It just doesn't get there. Good idea. Just wasn't able to execute.
And a line drive into center field, and there's a base hit. So Cantu picks up the third hit of the game for the Marlins. Ramirez had the infield, or had the RBI single in the third. That's the first hit since then.
Well, that's why you would have liked to have seen him get Cantu on the slider. He'd been on those other couple of fastballs, falling off some pretty good fastballs and hitting him hard. If he was going to get one out over the plate, he was going to be able to do something with it. And with that, J.P. Howe gets up and starts to throw down the Rays pen.
Dan Uggla steps in. Pitches outside. Well, it was an extended at bat for Cantu, 10 pitches. So he's already up to 18. This one, the 19th coming. That's as many pitches as he threw last night in the inning he worked. There's a strike. It's 1-1. Close, but off the plate.
Just missing with that slider right now. You don't have a whole lot of speed here at the plate, and you've got a guy on the mound in Bradford who gets more ground balls than anybody coming out of the bullpen. A good chance here to get you a double play to end the ball game.
And he misses too high. 3 balls and a strike. 1 on, 1 out. Navarro paying Bradford a visit. He's made a lot of pitches already in the span of just these 3 hitters he's faced.
Now coming off the DL, pitching back-to-back nights.
Pitch to Uggla. That's in there. So a full count. He's gone 3-2 on all 3 hitters. looking for the ground ball. The 3-2. Ground ball, but it's going to go. Oh, it's stopped deep short by Bartlett. He cut it off, but could not make a play. So that's going to be a base hit. That was headed into left field, and Bartlett a great stop, but was in no position to make a play anywhere.
Looking for the ground ball. He gets it. Just well placed there. Jason Bartlett does everything he can to get to it. Makes a great diving play. Turns to throw. Can't find the handle. Probably wouldn't have gotten him anyway.
Saw a couple hits here in the 9th inning. And Joe Madden's headed to the mound. He has J.P. Howell out there in the bullpen. The Rays added a couple runs in the 7th inning, and at this point they're grateful for those 2 runs, even though it's still a 4-run game. So that's going to be it. Call to the bullpen. J.P. Howell on his way in. Tobacco-free Florida. Tobacco-free Florida wants you to be tobacco-free. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com for more information. Back at Tropicana Field, the Rays lead 5-1 in the 9th inning. And J.P. Howell, who pitched an inning last night and an inning and a third the night before, is the new pitcher. Cody Ross, the hitter, with 2 men on. JP's pitch is in there for a strike. Third of an inning for Bradford. He gave up the 2 hits. He hits Ross, and that's going to load the bases. So after getting the first strike, Howell hits Ross.
Now just a fastball that he yanked in there. Left no doubt, got Ross right on the backside. Loads up the bases.
And Wes Helms will pinch hit for Hermida. So suddenly, the Marlins have a shot here.
Well, Marlins is an offense coming into this inning. All you wanted to do is get the tying run to the plate, and they've managed to do that here already with Wes Helms, who's in there for one reason.
Pitch is inside to Wes Helms, who's pinch hitting for Hermida. way. You heard Todd mention earlier that Joe Madden wanted to stay away from Wheeler and Balfour. They've each worked in the last 3 games, and this will make the 3rd game in a row for J.P. Howell. And a strike on the corner. 2-1. This is the first we've seen of Helms in this series. .317 last year as a pinch hitter. The 2-1 pitch. It is low. 3 balls and a strike. Seven out of 21 pinch hitting this year and up in the count. Have some pop in that bat. The 3-1 foul back. They got a fastball and fouled it straight back. It's going to take the count full. Cantu's extended at bat eventually led to a base hit with 1 out. Ugla got the infield hit. Ross was hit by a pitch. 3-2. Ooh, very close, but it's ball 4 inside, and that forces home a run. That will make it a 5-2 game. Cantu crosses the plate. Ugla to third, Ross to second. Helms, with the bases loaded walk, goes to first. Here's the pitch.
Now full count fastball here, JP, and that ball is just off the inside corner. That's about as close as you can get without getting the call.
Jim Hickey, the Rays pitching coach, out there. The catcher, Ronnie Polina, will be the hitter. Polina against Price hit the ball very well twice. Line to left and hit it deep to center field, sending Upton to the warning track in the 4th inning. Grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the 7th. And boy, the Rays would love to get another one of those right here. Takes the pitch for a strike. It's down, blocked by Navarro. It's a good one.
Good block there by Navi. That ball gets by him. Another run comes home. More than likely the other runners move up, and now you're just a single away from tying this game up.
Come on, JP.
That's a strike. It started wide and caught the edge.
That's a pitch you can't really do much with if you're Ronnie Polino. That's a backdoor curveball. Like you said, Dwayne, that ball starts off the plate. You give up on it, comes back and clips that outside corner.
1-2 now the count. And a wave and a miss. Polino's out on strikes as J.P. Howell gets out number 2.
Now he comes with the backdoor curveball. Very next pitch comes with that curveball down and in. Polino swings right over the top of it. JP throwing that spike curve is able to just get so much spin on his curveball. Sharp late break. Picks up a big strikeout there.
Now they'll have a pinch runner at first for Helms. Diaza enters the game. Alejandro Diaz is the pinch runner. Ross Glode, who entered as a pinch hitter in the 8th, is the hitter now, and he takes a pitch low. No ball, no strikes. Powell got Glode on a liner to left to end the game here Friday. And throws him a strike. It's 1-1. 5-2 game. The Marlins had the bases loaded. 2 outs. Now the pitch. Strike on the outside edge. 1-2.
JP venturing out to the outer regions of the strike zone, maybe just a little bit off, but certainly not going to complain about it. JP Howell of the Rays.
The Rays trying to get this final out. The 1-2 pitch. It's down, blocked by Navarro. Taking the count out to 2 balls, 2 strikes. $459 on hand this afternoon. The 2-2. He got it. He strikes him out, and the Rays sweep the Marlins. They win this one. It's a 5-2 final as the Rays win their 5th in a row. They're now 42 and 35. As they sweep this series from Florida 7-3, 3-2, and 5-2. The strike.